Welcome, Kyra Secure family and friends. I'm so excited that you've joined me once again. Listen, this audience is amazing, and you've been with us now for many years, and you've been really steadfast in all that you do. You are an action orientated audience, and that's why I love coming back every month to bring you something that will make a difference. And today, it will, in fact, make a difference. And the reason why is we need to capture community attention. And that community attention is really to optimize you. How do we improve their overall health? We need to do it by, in fact, getting their community attention. And so I'm going to make it easy for you today. Yes, you're going to have homework, but trust me, it's fun homework. And you can work with your staff to really be able to put these pieces in place so it makes sense. And the reason why you're going to win is because your community is going to win. So let's kick off with starting with the slides on who and what we really are all about. Who are we really all about? Well, it's about our sponsors. We want to thank all of you, especially for joining us today, and our proud corporate sponsors, because without them, well, it'd be a much harder job to get you the resources and assets you need to be the very best in your community. Now, let's start with how do you optimize your community health? And that's going to be through new toolkits because a healthy community is, in fact, a happy one. And if you capture their attention, you can change their lives. How do you do that? Well, we have resources for you how to implement and what, in fact, to implement. Because in today's marketing, you have to catch them right now where they're at. So these toolkits are going to help. One, in fact, is focused on improved sleep. And I can tell you, I could use that one. The next one, follow an anti inflammatory diet. Who couldn't use that? I mean, sometimes ice cream can be your best friend and you don't want it to be. So, we're working together as a team to really improve your community's health and bone structures for those that are aging. In fact, all of us are aging. It's a true story. You will be older by the time this presentation ends. So, let's help our community improve their bone structure. The very popular one that might actually surprise you is the benefits of an adjustment. And that was a big one on LinkedIn. So if you haven't gone to my LinkedIn site, I would encourage you because you'll be amazed by the comments that were made on that LinkedIn post on what is an adjustment and what are the benefits to an adjustment. So we have all these toolkits for you. The last one, oh, it's an important one. It is, in fact, mental health. How are chiropractors supporting the patient in their mental health journey? And as I say that, well, here in fact is the toolkit that I just talked about. It's improved sleep and sleep posture because many of those out there don't think about the other 8 hours or maybe even five. No, I'm not talking about the one behind the desk. I'm talking about the ergonomics that occur when our patients are sleeping. What is their sleep posture? With many Americans actually not getting the appropriate amount of rest, which leads to increased food cravings, increased anxiety, and increased depression. So, when we're talking about mental health, this is in fact a critical piece. And chiropractic care, as we know, can benefit with sharing sleep posture tips, but also supporting better sleep with chiropractic care. So we'll push that aside and we'll move to that healthy diet. This tip sheet walks you through not only what food to focus on to improve your diet, but also the signs and symptoms patients may not be aware of that is showing ongoing inflammation. All of these resources, as you guessed, are made ready to use on our website. It's actually found in our media center. And I know most of you now, and I gratefully thank you. Most of you now are part of the foundation. You saw it, you heard it, and you believed in the future, the legacy of the chiropractic profession by supporting the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress. And if you're not a member yet, what's stopping you today from joining? I'm going to let that question sit there because many marketing companies are out there, but they're not supporting the entire profession from a career in chiropractic to the patient outreach and every state association that we're helping. So you can find these lovely resources in our media center. And remember, I did talk recently about supporting a healthy, strong structure. Well, as we age, we all know our bone structures can weaken, and we must prevent that. If it weakens, falls occur. This tip sheet encourages our aging adults to get moving with weight bearing exercise, nutritional recommendations to utilize as we mature, and of course, seeing you for the benefits of chiropractic care for balance, flexibility, and maintaining strength. Now, I did mention we had a very big hit on what happens during a chiropractic adjustment. They may actually be afraid to ask, but what actually really happens? This resource gets into the specifics with the sound associated with the adjustment. Well, it's commonplace for us, but it's not for the patient and or the patient who's looking for another option. So, we want to spread this information on what actually happens during an adjustment, and it can be shared however you wish on your website, in your office, on a in a plastic holder, or in a patient newsletter, because the more they know, the better choices they will make. And speaking of choices, here's one we didn't get choices in: the pandemic and the social isolation that occurred, and the unfortunate mental health issues that are currently brewing in America. In fact, nearly 50 million Americans suffer from mental illness, depression, anxiety. All of these were worsened during the pandemic and the social isolation, which of course we'll talk a little bit about later in this presentation. So, what we've done is we've crafted several resources, as many individuals that are suffering with mental health issues also struggle with substance use disorder. 1 in 3 to be specific. Yeah, I'm going to repeat that. 1 in 3 are really struggling. Individuals that abuse substances may have begun doing so with a prescribed opioid. 187 people are being lost to opioid abuse. And the chiropractic profession does, in fact, play a significant role in this. We can support our patients, we can be concordant with the guidelines, which we know now 30% of our healthcare professionals are unfortunately not following the guidelines. And those are 30% of the nation that may unfortunately move from a acute, something that we can treat easily and resolve, to a chronic situation. So let's be very aware of these mental health resources available for your practice. And as we know that mental health was thrust into the spotlight during the pandemic, last month we actually conducted and showcased that nearly half of US adults report that they've experienced physical pain, and that they believe it was worsened due to mental or emotional pain. That's the Harris poll that we put together. And that's what we learned through that Harris poll. This is why mental health really matters. Even before the pandemic, there was a nationwide health crisis of physical pain. And as mental health struggles, and it will continue, so will physical pain. So making them aware of it is a big piece. And that's why we're always creating new content for you that you can use to just educate your community about the resources that are available. Here, in fact, are 3 more that you can find in our media center. You can download them. And if you're interested, you can share them on your website. They include the tech neck, sports performance, and chiropractic influence on the wellness in the workplace. And unfortunately, the workplace is suffering, and we want to be able to meet them where they're at and take them where they need to go. And that's why you being in charge and making it simple, making it easy, but doing your part in an action orientated way creates a better world for everyone today. Let's talk about creating that better world. At the foundation, we're very proud to sponsor and be sponsored by a number of different organizations during Drug Free Pain Management Awareness Month. But that is not all. We also want to bring everybody together, everyone, And what does that look like? Well, it's Chirothon. This is the last announcement you're going to hear before Chirothon, and today's the day. What do I mean by that? Well, you see on the bottom of the screen, f4cp.org/Chirothon. The first thing you need to do after listening to this fantastic Chirosecure Facebook Live is to, in fact, register. First, you register yourself, much like the airlines that say, first put your oxygen mask on and then you can help someone else. Once you've registered, now you've opened the door to everything. You can share that registration and you can ensure that your community sees you as the inviter, which is always good. Who doesn't want to come to a party? I'll tell you, I want to come to this party. Well, actually, I'll be there. So join me for Chirothon. It is a live and a virtual event, so everyone can celebrate this fabulous profession. Elevate their education. Yes, you can be a chiropractor and learn more. I'll tell you why in just a moment. And we want to support this fantastic profession. And how we're going to do that is to engage in Chirothon. This is, in fact, our way to live stream and be in person and make everybody feel included. Because that, my friends, is one way to increase mental health is companionship. And they will have fantastic companionship. No better place than look at these fabulous speakers. As you go through and you look at them, you have Mark Victor Hansen. He's going to inspire your patient, your community, your family, your loved ones, your spouse, your mother, your father, whoever it may be. I know that there'll be a moment in Chirothon, especially on our opening night, that their heart will be touched and they will consider who's in their circle of friends and family that may need a chiropractor and experience the benefits. So don't leave anyone out, including yourself. Today's the day. f4cp.org/Chirothon to register. You must register. If you're coming live, you still need to download that ticket because you won't get in. If you're joining us virtual, it will ping you on when it's happening. Now, listen, I know for my chiropractic friends in California and on the West Coast that yes, it's a little early on a Thursday because that will be starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's okay because you're going to give yourself the gift of a celebration on Thursday, August 25th. You're going to take some time off. I'm giving you permission to allow yourself to enjoy Chirothon if you're on the West Coast. You're going to take some time off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and just have fun from 2 to 4. Pop some popcorn, open it up to your whole staff. But do please enjoy this event because it is, in fact, for everyone. And we have fantastic 30-minute vignettes throughout the entire weekend. Guest author speakers, an NFL fabulous player. We have a multiplicity of things that your patient will learn that are up to date, research backed, and more importantly, inspiring your patient to get chiropractic care. So, first and foremost, share the love. And to do that, well, in fact, you need to invite everyone you know to come and enjoy it. Now, if you're coming live, kudos to you at FCA because it is the world's largest gathering of chiropractors. I'm going to say that again. FCA is the world's largest gathering of chiropractors, so don't miss it. Here, if you haven't made your registration for FCA, still time to do it. But if you're coming out of the airport from Orlando, guess what you're going to see? Improve your health with natural chiropractic care. That's a billboard that, in fact, just launched August 1st. So we're celebrating with FCA, and we can't thank FCA enough for being such a fabulous host for this wonderful event. But if you happen to live in Ohio, well, Ohio's going big. Look at the number of billboards they're going to be putting out in August, September, and a variety of billboards in October as well. This is how we grow awareness. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, awareness happens, and it can be from a billboard, it can be from a social media posting, but stick together with me and we'll make a difference. I promise you. No one gets left out. Everyone becomes important in this endeavor to help people. Sometimes they're in pain and they're really at rock bottom, such as our Drug-Free Pain Management Awareness Month. And sometimes they just need a little bit of help with their posture or maybe their sleep position. You never know where someone is, and you get to be playing in that role. The roadmap. How simple is this? Drug Free Pain Management Awareness Month is coming near you. And remember, we have proclamations that you can set out to your local media to tell them that this is an awareness month where we're reaching out because so many, in fact, are having an unfortunate event in their lives or they've lost someone because of the use of opiates. So, draft this proclamation and get it out. You can customize it. You can get the stats are already done for you. All you need to do is fill in the blanks. I mean, can we make it any easier? And if there's something we're not doing, tag us. Let us know what we can do more for you because our job is to help you be action orientated with ease. So we get the easy part. You get the action part. So moving through September, Drug Free Pain Management Awareness Month has lots of information for you. Sign up for these webinars. Why? Because they're the latest information. One particular that stands out for me right now is 4 secrets to drug-free pain management. What are those secrets for your patients? What about post-COVID and the call to action, addressing the opioid and mental health crisis? Let's dig into these next ones and sign up for them. And we never leave your CA out. Help them learn, help them be educated and inspired. So look at these ones and consider which ones you think your CA should be joining, if not all of them. I think they're all fantastic, and I think it's a way to really bond together by making time. When you make time together, you build a better future for your staff, for your family, and for your community. Mother Teresa was once said, if you want to change the world, start with your home. And that means you would spend time with your loved ones, just like you're going to spend time with your staff doing these CA webinars. And if you do need more staff, well, we're going to be working with a lot of people across the country. That is the virtual job fair. So if you need help in your office and you need a chiropractic uh, assistant to come in, someone to help adjust with you, or an associate, well, that's really what job fair is all about. So after Chirathon, you'll be loaded down with the job fair. Come join us. If you have a job that you want to be filled, let us know. If you are looking for a job and you're out there right now and perhaps you want to move and you're thinking about it, but you don't know if there's a job available, join us at the virtual job fair. It'll be exciting, it'll be inspirational, and we've got lots of jobs that are going to be ready to be released. Last but not least, Adjusted Reality has finished its season 3. Hard to believe, and I can't thank you enough. We are blown away by the support that we have had with Adjusted Reality, a podcast series trusted by the adjusted. And it's for everyone. And it's there to gently weave in the chiropractic message through celebrities, thought leaders, and healthcare providers. And we have an amazing lineup for you coming up in season 4. This one right here with Dr. Lou Sportelli is a legacy. This is an evergreen podcast that everyone needs to hear. Your patients need to know what happened in the past in a delicate but well-versed way, like only Dr. Lou Sportelli can do. They also need to know what's happening in the present with their healthcare. And then, of course, what does the future look like? So join me as we get to the celebration of our chiropractic birthday. And that will be launching this podcast to celebrate our birthday, September 15th. We want to make this the biggest listened to healthcare podcast ever, but we'll need you, action oriented audience, to make that happen. Look, I gave you many homework assignments today, but I'm going to go through them one by one. Number 1, register for Chirathon. That's a must. Number 2, share it with everyone and anyone. Don't leave someone out because you don't think they're interested. Give them a choice. Number 2, I want to ensure that you pop some popcorn and enjoy that Thursday night kickoff, August 25th. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then, number 3, engage those toolkits that we're giving to you. Together we make a difference. I'm excited to be with you. I'm always grateful to be on Chiro Secure and all the fabulous people that run Chiro Secure. It is a blessing. And we hope to see you again back here on our next Chiro Secure Facebook Live, where there will be another exciting guest next Tuesday. So don't miss it. We enjoy your company and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Isn't it time you join the most powerful team of successful doctors in chiropractic and go for the gold? Simply go to www.f4cp.org/package and get your customized practice success solution.